This is let me get it real quick. This is Job chapter 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he should be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right? So Salakia, hold on. Let me get the elder in here. Shalom, y'all bashim al-shabarakatah. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, elder Yahbashim Shabrakatah.
Hey, Shalom, Zakoyim, Yahbashim al-shabarakatah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear
loud
you.
And clear. Con,
brother. All right. I got using my earpiece. So,
okay.
You got it, brother.
Con, but again, Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right? Now, when you go into that word wicked, as we always go into, all right, it says here, laborer, sufferer, wretched one, or workman. All right. And there was a lot of workers a year ago here in Australia where the unions, it was like 3 or 4 different union sites where the Australian people, they had enough of the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They had enough of the government. They was, it was getting pretty much out of control out in the streets. Like you couldn't even, especially on the weekend, you couldn't even go into the city in the weekend because they'll be out there marching, right? Going all on top of Parliament House, going after the politicians and everything, man. And it ain't just Australia, man. That the same shit happened over there with France. Y'all remember what happened with the prime minister when he got sworn in and then he resigned, not even 2-3 hours later?
Yeah.
So it's about to get real out here, man. And we've been telling you. You got it.
It goes back to Second Ezra chapter 15, where it says sedition. There should be sedition among men. And even before that, it said that the people going to do what they want because it's in the power of their hands. Well, there should be sedition among men. They should not regard their kings nor Second Ezra chapter 15. Start at 14.
God, this is Second Ezra 15, and at the verse 14 it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein."
Yeah, destruction. Okay, war, but mainly destruction. You know what I mean? Judgment, perdition to them that dwell there in the world. Go ahead.
Verse 15: "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands."
And that's judgment, right? That's judgment. We talk about race riots, we talk about class riots. There's a lot going to be going on. In fact, when you read this in the GNT, it hit a little harder because it gives you an understanding of what's really happening politically. There's going to be a lot happening politically. Let me see if I can find this same precept real quick in the GNT. GNT. Yeah, this is the same precept. Chapter 15, verse 14. Yeah, here it is right here. It just hit a little harder. Except, come on, man. All right. Just bear with me, brother. I'm trying to...
No, you good.
Yeah, here it is right here. I need to share the screen. Yeah, there you go. And this is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse wow, I just shortened it up. It's crazy. Hold on, brother. What the hell is this? Come on, man. It's always something. All right. Yeah, here it is right here. It says the world, it says Second Ezra 15 and 14. The people, the world and the people in it are doomed. Right? And this is something that these people don't want to admit to themselves. You got something called normal bias. When they see things happening, they say, well, it ain't gonna affect us. It's not gonna happen in my lifetime, or the government will figure a way out to make it better, right? But that's not what's happening. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, and that war is the Third World War. These nations are for war, right? Come December here in America, every young man or every man between the ages of 18 and I believe like 32, I know for a fact like 26, 25, they're gonna automatically be signed up for the military to well at least put on a roll. So just in case a draft happened, they're gonna be part of that selective service, right? And that's not by happenstance. That's because a war is coming, a great war is coming. There's gonna be a lot of casualties, and they're gonna need bodies, right? Because the wealthy not gonna fight. That's for the poor to be sacrificed for this devil's ultimate new world order, right? It says the poor that will bring their destruction is very near, right? And ultimately, this World War III is going to bring the destruction of Edom and his kingdom, along with the rest of the heathen, right? Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. We see that happening right now. The state of Israel, along with America, against Iran, right? Right now, it's just against Iran, right? And proxies. But eventually, these other nations going to get in the fray too, right? That's and it says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. So let's say Trump ain't ready to go, he ain't ready to leave office, right? A war is happening, but a legitimate government got sworn in to get him up out of it because he only get 2 terms. Right? Consecutive or inconsecutive. He only get 2 terms. He can't run again. But you know, the way his government is shaped up is like whatever Trump want to do, his people is with it. So they're gonna be like, no, we're not leaving office. You know what I mean? That could happen. That's just a scenario. But this gonna be happening across the world, but especially here in America, right? Because they're gonna say, well, your government is not legitimate, right? For some odd reason. It says there will no longer be free access to the cities. So we talking about whether it be an outbreak, quarantines happening, whether it just be lockdowns, martial law, that's coming. They don't even talk about that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People don't even really on that type time. There was a time on YouTube where these so-called conspiracy theory, which they're not conspiracy theories anymore, but these videos like America Under Siege, where they had there was something that happened like a minute ago where they were U.S. soldiers were training to fight civil unrest. Jade Helm 15, I believe it was called. Right? Then you had a lot of shit going on. You got a lot of these things are happening and will happen. A few years back, they did a whole night exercise where they went into a real major city, and then they brought out these white vans, and they were putting people in handcuffs and throwing them in the back of these white vans, random. Helicopters, all of that shit was in America. Yeah, that shit happened. I forget, it was not too long ago, but it was a few years back. But they did, I want to say it was in Texas somewhere, but they did that shit overnight, right? And put people in white vans. They said we're practicing the exercise. So ain't gonna be no free access to the city. It ain't gonna be smart cities. Your city gonna turn into a 15-minute city. If you don't have access to the city, you ain't gonna be going there.
Right? If I'm asking something, Elder,
you got it, bro.
Yeah, adding to your point as well, like with the precept you just read, not having free access. Well, even right now, it's happening due to shortage of fuel, to where people are not traveling as they used to. Over here in Australia, and I just remember I was telling the brother while we were doing a lesson with the part 1, I was telling him on how over here in Australia, airlines are stopping flights going to region areas of Australia because of the shortage of fuel. So it's going to be hard to be able to go from town or city to city in a minute because of this whole situation happening. You know, that was my point to add to that. Satya.
No, it's all good. Hey, edifying, brother. That's what it's all about. Because these people don't understand that people wait for the big moment, right? Where it feels like it just happened overnight. But they don't see that this man has been preparing for this for a long time, right? And they want the civil unrest. All of this going to bring in the reason for the need of an MOTB system, right? A more locked down, restricted, what is it called? Ration system, right? So it says there will no longer be free access to the cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction. So so here it is. You want to have an illegitimate government supposedly fighting a legitimate government, and it's going to be a struggle for power. And these different cities, they're going to be in an uproar, right? MAGAs against liberals against Jake against, because when all hell breaks loose, Esau takes a chance to get that bloodlust off his chest that he's been having for a long time.
That's right.
Right. So it's gonna be a lot of that happening because of the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and because the struggle for power. Let me read this again. There will no longer be free access to cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. And that struggle for power is the elite, right? Trying to maintain that power. And then these different nations, they think that they're going to be the new face of the NWO system, right? Because America ain't finna to let this hegemony just go overnight. These Edomites really believe in the system, right? So they're like, look, even though they with it, the political elite, they're with it, but they still got to make all this chaos. One of you brothers had mentioned some woman saying that this man got all his money, but he don't want to sit the fuck down. He just can't be left alone and chill out because it ain't about the money, right? It's about the power. G. Edward Griffin said that. Yep, power and control. G. Edward Griffin said in his documentary called what's it called? The Capitalist Conspiracy. He said, "What do you give a man that has all the money in the world? What's next for him? Power, pure, unadulterated power to control other people." Right? That's what they want. It's just because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live, driven by famine. Right, and we know war and famine, they go hand in hand. Terrible suffering, disease, destruction. People will assault their neighbors, mercilessly plunder their possessions. So now you're gonna have people that used to be friends and buddies, and that's the reason why we ain't supposed to be cool with people like that in the world. That you use them, not when I say use them, man, you deal with the world as you need to, but then you get out, you fall back. You don't be inviting a whole bunch of people over your crib. Everybody should. Because trust and believe these people not only is going to just be regular people doing it, there's going to be people that were friends and buddies. Oh, I know that Thomas got food at his house. They just went shopping last week, right? And Thomas trying to hold it down with a gun and he ain't got enough bullets. And then when people are driven to hunger, they lose their shit. In Americans, they love it. Right here in America, Babylon the Great, people, they can't go a few hours without eating.
If I may chime in just to back you up, we had a prelude to that during the DVOC era, just a shy of a few short years. You remember, if you didn't take the jump shot, you couldn't come to the crib. No family reunion that year. You couldn't even come over to the dinner party, birthday, whatever they were hosting. And I remember here. I don't know if you remember, Yashar, but during Christmas of 2020 when Daniel Andrews was down in Victoria, you remember the last minute when they opened up for everybody to go over everybody's houses, but then the day before Christmas he shut that shit right back down. So it went from you could have as many, and then he put it down to like, no, you can have no more than 5 to 10 people. So imagine the people just about 3 to 4 days getting ready for Christmas. They all went shopping, got all these drinks and all the meats and all of that. Only now you can only have a small window of people. And see, that's the devil for you, man. You know what I'm saying? But you got it.
No, that's right. And point him right, man. You know what I mean? And we all three of us live in westernized countries, right? I'm in America, this brother's in Australia, and they still Edomite countries. And they all on the same time. And even Australia, even more so, because it's like a blank slate for Esau over there. You know what I'm saying? So whatever programs and things they want to implement, they'll go over there first just to see how the people take to it. And then ultimately, they want to get it run in America. Right? So there's going to be a lot of uproars and turmoil. You can go back to your screen, Quan. I just wanted to bring that out for verse 15. In GNT, it just hit a little different when you get to see it in a language that you can understand it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people think that this thing is just gonna go away, right? People got excited when the Strait of Hormuz got open. I didn't even know it got open until like the next day, but it was already closed by the time I found out about it.
Yep.
Right. So they did a market run, a real quick market run before Friday, because Friday the markets closed at 4. So then it was like, oh yeah, you know, the Strait is open up. People got excited. Gas gonna go down. Gas gonna go down, but it ain't going down.
Nope.
Right? And the Lord is playing on the minds of these leaders, these world leaders, to do the things they're doing. Like Trump is the right guy. Now you get to see the true Trump. That first year, his first presidency, he was playing fiddle. He still was playing. He was an asshole, but he was still trying to play like he was benevolent. He was freeing niggas out of prison, giving niggas Kodak and Lil Wayne pardons and shit. You know what I'm saying? You said what? NWA young boy giving niggas pardons. Oh yeah, this dude nice. He bringing rapper niggas on his plane, niggas with tattoos. Some nigga named O.H. Kwan or some shit that nobody's ever heard outside of Philadelphia. This nigga's on a Trump plane with tattoos and money. And Trump just like, oh wow, that's a nice necklace. You know what I'm saying? He had the nigga Chef G talking about some Chef G, this is some rapper nigga from New York City. And this fat black nigga is in prison now. Right? So you got all these niggas that had you thinking that he was the homeboy. Trump was the homeboy. I remember when he was giving them checks out. One nigga said Trump is like his father. Yeah, he gave him checks.
I remember that.
Yeah, Jake was like, that's like my dad. He like my dad. Nigga, I'll kill him for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Give me checks. Now you starting to see this nigga don't give a fuck. Well, he already showed niggas ain't give a fuck about it. During his first presidency, some shit happened in Puerto Rico. He was tossing tiles like he was shooting threes. Paper towels and motherfuckers, bro. His wife had the jacket on saying nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And so it's like they show you, but then now he kicked it in overdrive because the super elite got a plan. So now this man, he's even his horns are coming out. They're more into the white supremacist, white nationalist mindset, right? This dude, Pete Hegseth, this failed soldier, right? This guy, he's basically getting his get back on the army for kicking him out. Now this nigga's he's the head of fucking defense, the head of the Secretary of War. He ain't giving niggas promotions. Niggas was in the military 20 and 40 and 30 years, and they thought they was gonna make brigadier general, and they got walking papers, and you gotta retire. Yeah. You retire as a colonel, a colonel, a full-bird colonel, man. But you'll never be a general under P. Hegseth, man. Because he only want white, so-called white Edomite, white evangelical Edomites. A nigga, they be making up, they try to make themselves look holy. He's making up precepts. He had brought out a precept talking about, what's it called, CSR 215, and then quoted Samuel L. Jackson's a monologue from Pulp Fiction, which was a fake precept that was based on Ezekiel, I believe 25. So here it is, this dude, they just making shit up, but they're gonna make themselves look holy because they want you to think that this is some type of holy, righteous war that them niggas is bringing, and it ain't, because they're not Christians, right? They're not real Christians. Real Christians are the Israelites who believe in the Messiah. Some people don't believe in the Messiah. They're feigning religiosity because they're Satanists, and this is how they really rock. You know what I'm saying? So this man is a devil, man. You got his point.
I had a quick precept. Okay, let me get this precept before you play the video.
Okay.
This is the book of Sirach chapter 5 and verse 1 says, set thy heart upon thy goods, and say, know that I have enough for my life. Follow thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart, and say, no, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord Yahweh will surely revenge the pride. Now let's jump verse 7. It says, make no turn to turn to the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yashar. Put no off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in our security that shall be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And so this is going into, on how this whole feud thing, it's like the whole the Strait of Hormuz was open. I don't know how many days it was open for, and people were happy, thinking shit's about to get back to normal. The living costs was about to drop down again. People were gonna start investing and win, but that shit just got shut down again. So guess what? Everybody who really thought shit was about to go back to normal, they somewhere right now fucking crying, okay, depressed right now, man. And guess what? They were prideful. when the shit opened up again, it's like, yeah, our government is looking out for us. Yes, finally, this was not gonna go for long. Even probably cursing the prophets out, who said that she was gonna get worse. Oh, them GMS individual, they were wrong, man. You guys always talking about the trouble, the evil times. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. But now, what they gonna say now?
Yeah.
It said, according to the report on April 18th, the Strait of Hormuz was reopened by Iran, but closed again within less than 24 hours. Iran initially announced that the waterway was open for commercial traffic on Friday, April 17th, 2026, only to reverse the decision the following day, following ongoing disputes over the U.S. naval blockade in Iranian ports. Yeah, because as soon as it opened up, Trump for the White House, when it's press release, he was saying now that he said even though the Hormuz is open and doing 100% business, we still got some things to figure out, and the blockade gonna stand. So they're like, look, nigga, you got the blockade. What's the purpose of opening it back up if y'all gonna block everything that's coming in, right? Because like he said, this dude is so proud. This nigga said we should change the name from the Strait of Hormuz to the Strait of Trump. But I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to call it the Strait of Trump. And then they said, well, who you think should run it? He said, well, I could run it. You know what I'm saying? Or well, myself and the new Iranian government, we can run it hand in hand. But I'll have most of the power. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he wants. Here it is. That's not even America, my nigga. That's Iran, right? Yep. That's Iran. That's over there in Southwest Asia. Well, Southwest so-called Asia, right? Yeah. So it's Southwest Asia. It's Southwest Asia, but the point of the matter is that's where that's at. There ain't no American soil over there. That's like an Iranian telling America that they can't open their ports in Louisiana. They gotta close it, but we ain't gonna do business with it. That's what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, no. And like the brother said, this point said, niggas got excited when it opened up, and it didn't last that long. Right? Duration, the reopen status lasted less than a day, shifting back to a closed state within hours. This occurred during a 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, yet followed continued U.S.-led naval restrictions on Iranian oil tankers. Impact, the brief opening caused oil prices to drop and stock surge. Then we just say it was a market run, right?
Yep.
Them wealthy investors, they needed money. They need to get their bread up. So look, man, you better make something happen. I don't care. 24 hours, whatever. Open it up so I get my cheese, nigga. And they got their bread. It says stocks surged before the sudden closure, renewed market volatility. Stance, Iran labeled the U.S. presence as a blockade and deemed the waterway under their strict management and control. Right? So the strait had been in a state of de facto closure for weeks prior to the short-lived reopening. And they're going to keep playing with the people because it's not really so much about, they don't care about the commerce. They're trying to choke the world. Right? Yep. They're restricting the world. They're making the world conditions so bad that restrictions have to happen. There have to be a rationing system. Start getting used to rationing your oil. Start getting used to rationing your oil derivative products, whether that be gas, oil, whatever you use, those things. And then also too is going to fuck up shipping, right? Shipping going to fuck up warehouses productivity. Warehouses going to fuck up markets, supermarkets, and store productivity, right? Remember that they still ain't talking about the terrorists. Some terrorists are still in effect too. They ain't cut them shits off. So the prices are sky high. I remember the dude from New York City, the rent's too high party. He's part of the rent's too damn high party. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Niggas gonna be like the bread is too damn high party out here. Yep. And they coming up on an election. This is an election midterm year. So that's another reason why they playing games with the people, because they want you to go out and vote for these same people, but these people don't have confidence in the government anymore.
Nope. Yep.
Can I get read one more precept?
Yeah, no, bring it out.
Backing up the eldest point, going to how the rich just, made their money and back to, the normal shit again. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 19. It says, As the YS is the lion is prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
Yep. The rich eat the poor. And that's beautiful that you brought that out. I was going over that last night, and that's how the rich see the rich don't look at the poor like y'all the same species, even though you're a human.
Nah.
The poor look at the rich like, please, just have a heart. Can't you see we're dying here? We're starving. The poor like the rich like, nigga, fuck you. Right?
Yep.
When you keep feeding and say, oh, what company does a hyena have with a dog?
Yep.
Or a lion, or a sheep. I'm sorry, a sheep. So it's like they don't have company. They're not the same species. Well, that's how the rich see the poor.
Nothing in common.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't have nothing in common. So like that's like you look at a roach. Like you a human, you see a roach fucking starving. You like, nigga, fuck that roach. The roach, kill it, get it out of here, spray it. You ain't thinking about like, yo, I'm choking this dude. You got it.
Well, didn't one of the rich family called didn't he call like, you know, us regular citizens that he used what did he say we were to them? Kettles.
Oh yeah.
You know,
and let's not forget Aaron Russo's interview with Alex Jones. He said when he was speaking to one of the Rothschilds, when Aaron Russo asked him, why would you want to do that to the people? He said, forget about the people, because we can, you know, forget about them. We don't care about them.
Yeah, that was Nick Rockefeller. Rockefeller. But the brother GMS Tazadak, Daria 144 is posted Sirach 13 and 15 through 16. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh can sort of according to the kind. See, these Edomites and their wealth make them think that they're a different kind. And in reality, they are, right? In the sense that they're the aristocrats of their people. So they don't look at the regular people as like a people to be cared for, to be loved, or people to be helped. They don't. You're not part of their in crowd. All flesh can sort of according to the kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So you're not going to see no ultra wealthy Edomites hanging out with some poor Edomite. You're not going to see that. You damn sure going to see him hanging out with Jake unless Jake is dancing and shucking and jobbing for him, right? Or serving him. It says, what fellowship have a wolf with the lamb, right? Because a wolf going to eat a lamb. So the sinner,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 18. It says, what agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? People will see a hyena and a dog and be like, oh, they're the same. Nope. That's a different type of species. A hyena is not a dog. It's not a canine.
No. That nigga will kill you.
Yeah, they should eat you and laugh while it's doing it. You know what I'm saying? The dog will tear your ass up too. But a hyena, man. That's why I be saying, I don't know if those Hamites or Jakes, but they be fucking domesticating hyenas and shit over there in Africa. I'm like, nigga, you crazy. That look like a beast that you should never touch. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is, it reminded me of something that had slipped my mind. But yeah, a hyena and a dog, they don't get together. What peace between the rich and the poor? There's no peace between the rich and the poor, right? It says, as a wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
That's
right.
Yeah.
They got a saying about eat the rich. You got these people going to like Sam Altman house, throwing shit, Molotov cocktails, right? But those are the people. Those guys are set up on purpose so they could be a deflection from the true elite. Because Sam Altman is not an elite. Elon Musk is not an elite.
Nope.
Donald Trump is not. He's not part of the elite. He's an elite politician.
Puppets.
Yeah, puppet. Yeah, Gil Bates. None of them are part of the super elite ruling families. They're just puppets. It says, as the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. Right? The proud hates humility. Esau hates humility. And that's how the rich feel about the poor. They detest you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's a spirit too. That's a spirit. I was slacking. That's a spirit too. That's a spirit too, because we were talking to Bishop Elder Ayathun and Bishop Elder Ayathun and Elder Bishop Elder Apostle Gabar last Sunday, and they asked me have I ever flew first class, and I was like, yeah, I flew first class before, man. I was like, yeah, man. Once you fly first class, man, you don't want to get in the back no more. You look in the back, you start looking at people like they're beneath you. You know, go to the back. You know what I mean? Because you in the front of the plane, you got all the room, right? It put a spirit on you. That's a spirit of pride. right? People be like, once you fly first class, you don't want to go back to where the poor people at. You know, scrunched up, you know what I'm saying? Ass and key. May I have some peanuts? You know what I'm saying? When you go to first class, they just give you everything you want, right? And that's how the elite look at the poor, right? The elite look at the poor like, nigga, ill. No. And you're not supposed to do that. Like, that's why part, you know, that's another lesson for another time, but that's what they do. They don't see you, don't try to, you can't reason with the rich. You can't reason with the wealthy. And I ain't talking about Bill Gates. That nigga ain't rich. He ain't the super wealthy. I'm talking about the Rothschild. You can't go to him and beg him. And that's what he wants you to do too. He wants you to look at him like he's a god or something, right? Because they have the control, but their power is in their money and their deception. That's where it is. But when you take that away, they have nothing. Right?
Yeah. Brother brought this out, Jim S. Tazadaki in the NLT. Don't be surprised if you see a poor person. Slakia. This is Ecclesiastes 5 and 8 in the NLT. Don't be surprised if you see a poor person being oppressed by the powerful, and if justice is being miscarried throughout the land, for every official is under orders, all right, from higher up, and matters of justice get lost in red tape and bureaucracy. Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
You see that happening every day in society. And it said the rich man threateneth, the rich man wrongeth, but he threatened with all. The poor man is wrong, but he has to entreat, meaning he got to beg. You know what I'm saying? He got to beg for justice. So don't be surprised if you see justice being miscarried in a world where the wealthy is ruling, because they live to oppress the poor. That's all they do. And really, the poor are the Israelites. It ain't just financial either. Right? You read Psalm 73, it tells you that they speak proud concerning oppression. You got it, brother.
That's right. I got one Psalms 37 and 7 in the NIV. It says, be still before Yahweh and wait patiently for him, and do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. All right. And this is a good time to really hone in this truth before it gets taken out of the way, because when the when Esau comes in, what's that, Revelation 12 and 12, the devil shall come down upon you, have a great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So when things get all the way turned up, you want to make sure you be settled in your spirit, okay, from this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from on high, and we see these things from afar, but we're not, up in the uproar. No, we seeing how it's going to play out, because we understand the prophecies. We understand that the victory is already written for the elect. We just have to let this play out. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else, it's beyond me to see. I've never seen people driving out, work every day, houses, foreclosure, Esau, cracked out on I'm talking about just doing it tough, man. Okay, people driving, almost 10 years ago, every new AMG driving by, BMW stuff. Now, a lot of those cars, they didn't downgrade it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't swap to the EV now. You know what I'm saying? So it's real out here, man. And, people who they said, one person said, in order for you to even afford the lifestyle that you once, been able to afford, maybe let's say 10 years ago, you got to make well over 200K plus. And he was like, I'm just being nice saying that. So that should let you know right then and there what time we in, man. That's why the apostles say all the time, you do what you're supposed to do on this side and everything, but keep your eyes single on the prize, man. You should be in the spirit of wanting to get the hell up out of here, man, because it ain't nothing here. You should not be in the spirit of, I'm finna put a down payment on this crib, and I didn't really set up a checking account and stuff, because I got the tuition coming in, and I got about another 10 for 14 years before Deja to grow up in. No, bro, you know what I'm saying? You tripping. This shit finna, all these things, all of this is temporary, man. You got it.
Now, I was gonna say, like, when you look at these other camps, man, the agenda they're pushing, they're really pushing agenda of the agenda of Esau, man. Also they're pushing the agenda of where, like, Jack is gonna be destroyed without knowing what the fuck is going on, man. Like, how can you push how can you push a doctrine of we gotta build hospital, we gotta do this, we gotta no hospital, no hospital, we gotta build communities, we gotta build houses, we gotta invest, we gotta. How can you push that shit in this fucking shit economy, man? How can you push that when you know the prophecies are popping left and right, showing you that Yahushua is about to make his return? How can you push that fucking doctrine, man?
Well, that's because these niggas, they really about the world. They're not about profit. They're not about salvation. They're not about the return of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. They're not about that. They're not about doing his work. A nigga like speaking like that, he wants to be here, right? He wants to be settled on his leaves. He wants to invest in a sinking ship, and that show you that niggas is so old, right, in their mindset, because in America, you had all that shit. You had Jakes, they had whole towns, and they were operating independently of Esau, right? Within Esau's system, right? They bought land, they bought property, and what happened? Esau destroyed it, right? Flooded it out, kicked you out, burnt you out, right? All on the behest of a falsehood, a lie, right? Somebody committed a crime. It meant let's destroy the whole damn town. Let's rob them first and destroy the whole damn town. So, like, nigga, you tried the money thing already before. It ain't it. But see, a nigga say that shit, you need to invest in here, you need to buy land, because he's trying to get rich. Because I guarantee you, when it comes to the land, here he come with the plan. Oh, yeah, we got this plan right here. If you just donate, you'll have access to the IUIC Phase 1 land. Phase 1. Nigga, Phase 1. Why? Anyway, you got it, son.
Yeah.
These niggas ain't niggas worldly. Their God is their bellies, man. Right, like the brother posted, Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. That's right. They don't want to hear that this place ain't their rest. They want to hear that I could make it in here. It's my turn. I deserve to make it. You got it.
And then a precept if you can put it up, elder the brother GMS Kingdom Rising 4468. He posted up proverb. Yeah, that one. That's a good one too. Yeah,
the rich rule over the poor. Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Exactly. Because even though you getting this money, whose face is on that money? Esau. Whose system that this money running through? Esau's system. You get these loans, nigga, you get these loans and whatnot. You're subject to the lender, nigga. Right? You subject. You gotta fulfill them contracts, nigga. Right? You gotta pay that shit back. So now you a slave within the system. So you're talking like I still be like so disgusted by that nigga Johanna talking about something. The white man need to do is give us 15% of the land, and we'll call it Black America, and we'll build up the best we'll build up the biggest kingdom within America has ever seen, and we'll call it Black America. Yeah, with him in it. A bunch of niggas stealing the money off the top, but niggas arguing, right? And he talking about some keep the commandments, and you ain't in the truth unless you under him. That's what you would have to listen to while he eating macaroni and cheese, doing it in the butt with his woman or somebody else's woman.
I wouldn't want to be around. I wouldn't want to be around them niggas. I don't give a fuck how much money they got, man. I would want to be living around them niggas, man. Fuck that.
I got a precept.
You got it, brother.
This is Isaiah 25 and 8. It says, "He will swallow up death and victory, and Yahweh will wipe away tears from off all faces. In a rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth. For Yahweh have spoken it." See, this is the spirit that you should be in, because right now we're still under the curses, right?
That's right.
Jake out there, struggling, crying, looking for a better way. Well, guess what? We're telling you what that better way is. Come back to your power, Yahweh Shem Shai. See, the only way this is going to be uplifted is when Yahweh Shai returns, man. But till then, we got to go through this, man. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of going through this, as it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability, key word, of thy times. You see what I'm saying? What did Apostle Paul say? What did he say in Corinthians? Take rest in with us, roughly paraphrasing. Meaning what? When you come into this knowledge and this understanding, all right, this is the true rest. Because you understand therein right? What did it say in Psalms? Until I came into the sanctuary of thy power, then I understood their latter end. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Not no damn, oh, like the elder said, well, you just give us 25% and let no, nigga, we want all of that. Run me my chips. Don't motherfucker 25%.
I want chips plus dip.
Right.
We want to be back in we want to be back in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 where it goes into everything was made for our sake. That's where we want to be back at, man.
Yep.
Yeah, the world was made for us, not a piece of it, not some of it. Everything in the world was created for the elect, starting with the elect of Israel, man.
That's right.
And ultimately, all our people, but the world made the earth for our sake. He didn't make the earth for the sake of the heathen. He didn't. Now they're gonna live on this earth and they're gonna thrive on the earth under a righteous rulership, but it ain't for them. Right?
Yep.
See, we live in a place now where our people don't get to enjoy the fruits of this world. There's parts of this planet that we've never seen. Shit, there's parts of America I've never seen. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But guess what? I don't even care. Destroy all this shit. Right? I don't care. I want to get out. I want to get out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset you should want to be at. Because again, like the Zaquan said, the earth was made for our sake. And people don't want to hear that. Right? Oh, what you mean it was made for everybody? It's universal. We all gotta live in the same planet. But guess what? We're living on the same planet, but we don't get the same fruits and same honors that you other nations get in this world. You treat the world like it was made for y'all, and we were made for y'all. We were made to serve y'all. But in reality, the heathen were made to serve Israel, and Israel is made to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's the way it rolls. That's the way it's supposed to be set up. You got it.
Yep. All right. I know you got you time limited, your shot. So you want me to play the video real quick?
Yeah. Khan, and then do you have that thing pulled up the stages?
Yep, I got it right here.
Yeah, show the elder. This is what what Australia is planning to do with this whole few questions, elder.
Yeah, now this is called the we'll just go through it quickly. So this is known as their version of a national fuel security plan, much like what they've given us back in 2020 with the DVOC 19 situation. And basically we are here between level 2 and level 3. Now, level 1 was the plan and prepare, right? Level 2 is they want to pretty much keep Australia moving. And it says here, for an example, what's happening. Fuel supply continues to operate effectively, but localized supply disruptions occur. What you need to know, the government is taking precautionary actions to shore up fuel supply. Only buy the fuel you need and make voluntary choices to use less and avoid the impact of higher fuel prices. So it's the same thing like what they did during COVID. All right. Essential workers can only go out to work. Make sure you only go out around specific times to get your groceries. If you want to exercise, if you will take the dog for a walk, you only allow for 1 to 2 hours outside, but then you got to come back home. So it's the same play running over and over again. And see, that's why the scriptures calls this devil the basis of men, because their true motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You see what I'm saying? They run with the same playbook, right? Another example, when you drop down to level 3, it says take targeted action. So this is where it's really going to hit the fan. It says ongoing supply disruptions mean we will focus on getting fuel to where it's needed most and adopt voluntary practical measures to limit fuel use. So like Zaquan said earlier, this is going to be a domino effect. All right. And I'm going to upload that video you just sent me to, Zaquan. This is going to be a domino effect. Once the docks are not able to bring in the shipping containers, okay, what's that going to cause? Well, your B doubles that's out on the road, they don't have any stock to bring into the warehouses. So now your store warehouses, they start to shrink in stock. Panic buy increases. Okay, your storemen, your workhouse workers on forklifts or whatever, they start to get hit with hours. So they have to do rotating shifts because there's not enough work coming in the warehouse. Okay. And then everybody feels it's a domino effect, man. And this is what these fucking devils are doing. But see, you Babylonians, aka Americans, you don't see it. You don't see what's on the other side, what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
That's Revelation. That's gonna be Revelation chapter 6 verse 8, man. If this really which is gonna happen in pursuant to the Bible. Like we're gonna be in a time where like there's going to be shortage of food. There's going to be shortage of movements. There's going to be famine that's going to come in to where people are going to die of hunger. So when Revelation 6 it kicks in, this right here is what is going to cause. Because remember, I remember Pastor Aramla saying, look, famine or food can come in by of disaster. It could be nature coming against coming against humanity because the earth is defiled, or it could be a man-made famine, which I believe East is going to cause that that type of famine to come in, man, by really putting doing this doing what we're reading right here in what Australia is planning to do if there's a shortage of fuel, which now the Strait of Hormuz is Iran shut it down again today. So and then Australia, Victoria, I don't know if they're able to see it, there was a refinery that was taken out by fire.
Yeah.
And then what I'm saying? So where are we heading at over in Australia? We're heading into where East is gonna make an example of Australia again, like he did with C-19.
Yep. Now, lastly, real quick, Zaquan, check this out. They said level 3 and 4 are under consideration and may change depending on circumstances. So basically what they saying is depending on how this plays out, they gonna put in whatever type of measures they want to put in, known as what's been said in the last 2 months. Energy lockdowns is coming, not just in certain countries. This is a global thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So they are openly telling the Australian people here that, hey, if shit really hits the fan in layman's terms, shit is, hey, we subject to change within the twinkling of an eye, whatever it is that we want to do. And you ain't going to do shit about it because this is for the greater good of the people.
That's right.
Yeah, I got that video that I just sent you. I found it on YouTube.
Okay, let me share my screen.
I got it. Yo, this nigga Trump is crazy. You got to listen to him talk. You got to listen to what he said. He tried to double speak. Check this out. Check what he said about this dealing with oil, since we talking about oil.
And the stock market would crash.
Yeah, brother.
Yep.
Come, we can hear it.
Oh, we just hit an all-time new stock market. So it's amazing. I had people. We have consultants, great guys that we both know. We see they're very talented. Sir, if you do this, fuel is going to go to $300 a barrel, right? One guy in particular who we like a lot. But I said, I don't think so. I think we're going to be good. We always find a way. You got to find a way. But, sir, don't do it, sir. $300 a barrel. It's going to be a wild thing. It's going to be horrible. The depression is going to happen. Well, it's not going to happen because we just hit a brand new all-time high. Then fuel's at 89. It's actually a lot lower than that in a lot of areas. So, but let's not get away from, let's see what happens over the next week or so. I think you're going to be very impressed. And if you are, vote for the Republicans in the midterms, okay?
Yeah, so he said that what if oil goes to 300, his advisor told him if oil goes to $300 a barrel, it's going to be a depression. He says it's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild thing. He says it's going to be a wild thing. It's going to be horrible. The depression is going to happen. Well, not going to happen because we just hit an all-time high. Nigga, it is going to happen. They closed the strait, buddy. They closed the strait back. It ain't open. Come on, bruh. And people are tripping about the gas prices now, man. We too man, it's gonna get bad out here, bro.
Hey, that's we keep bringing it out, what we said in the last lesson, Revelation 6. All right. The measure of barley for a penny, roughly paraphrasing, because now you're gonna be out here having to choose, damn, do I pay rent or do I go get a carton of eggs? Man, I want my coffee, I want my mocha, but damn, do I go fill up the car with some gas? Like, you really gonna be out here making those choices.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be all at your fingertips, like you wake up, you know how Esau is, go to their favorite juicer club or whatever, get that green juice, got their workout gear on, AirPods in it. Nah, them days is over, buddy. Them days is over, Frank.
Like, and Esau getting the curses on them too, man. This is all part of them curses jumping on these other nations, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We about to go home. We about to get released from prison, and y'all about to do hard time, man.
Double.
Right. That's what I said. It's over, Frank. It's over,
It's
buddy.
over, Frank.
Just go ahead and sit this one down.
They should get a T-shirt that says it's over,
Hold
Frank.
on. Hold on, strong champ. Oh, man.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Let's play that video that you had.
Okay, come on. Put that on. All right, here we go.
It's over, Frank. Look, it's always an Edomite named Frank.
Frank.
Man, Frank.
Yeah.
He through.
Yeah.
Through, man.
All right, here we go.
Almost as quickly as was open, the Strait of Hormuz has again been slammed shut by Iran, angry at America's blockade of their ports.
Despite the setback, US President Donald Trump is still insisting peace talks are on track, but time is running out on the ceasefire deal.
In the brief window the Strait of Hormuz was open, reports 2 Indian flag ships daring to pass came under fire from Iranian forces.
Sepa Navy. This is Motor Angastan Marhedal. You gave me.
No one was injured, but a second ship was damaged, according to maritime authorities. The ship's forced to turn around as Iran announced the waterway was shut again.
Unfortunately, Americans started suffocating Iranians and tried to breach the security of Iran.
Tehran is unhappy that the US blockade of its ports has continued, which the US says will remain until a final deal is reached. Despite the chaos, Trump insists talks are on track.
We have very good conversations going on. It's working out very well. They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years, and they can't blackmail us.
The constant back and forth over the Strait of Hormuz has raised questions about the US president's claim a peace deal is close and time is running out. The current ceasefire agreement expires in 3 days.
There is still no set date for the next round of direct talks.
Americans tweets a lot, talks a lot, sometimes confusing, sometimes,
Uh-huh.
I said, was that Joe Rogan standing behind that nigga in the office?
Yep.
Let me see.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Through, bruh. Through.
Yo. This guy.
No set date for the next round of direct talks.
American side tweets a lot, talks a lot, sometimes confusing, sometimes, contradictory.
Still advocating for peace, the Pope, who today set the record straight over his public feud with President Trump, saying he was never looking for a fight.
It was looked at as if I was trying to debate, again, the president, which is not my interest at all.
Hoping to end the war of words while praying for lasting peace.
We continue proclaiming the gospel message.
In Washington, D.C., Miley Hogan, 7 News.
He's straight up Satanist. His gospel message is worshiping Satan and snakes.
Exactly.
Don't, they all on the same page, man. They want the people to fall for this. It's the same damn formula, man. Houston Mellon said it. These people are not, super smart. They got a formula that works, man.
Yep.
But understand that formula is about to not work for them.
Yeah.
Right? This war that's coming is going to, all this is precipitating World War III. It's going to happen. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, bro. It ain't going to go back to harmony. It ain't going to go back to pre-closing of the Strait of Hormuz. It's just going to only get worse, man. Yep. Something's going to happen. And they're just trying to stave it off because, they got July. Well, they got the midterms in November. That's why he said vote for the Republicans. Then you got the 250th anniversary of America in July. So just prepare, anything can happen. We talking about July. Well, we're just getting out of winter. So yeah, July is coming up soon. That's only a few months away from that. Right. So then
hey, Akim, I'm gonna head off now, man. My time is up. So I'm gonna let you brothers, keep going, with the lesson. So how about you, Sir Brakatham, to you all, and Tawala for tuning in. I'm gonna tune in listening to. So hey, it's lucky about that. I'm just on the road.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. You good, brother? May the Lord bless you, brother.
Hey, how about you, Sir Brakatham? Shalom.
Yeah, but you go ahead, Saquon.
Oh yeah. So all of this is set up for the big war to happen. Right? The big war is the Third World War. Don't get it. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Real quick, can you get St. Matthew chapter I want to say, shucks. It's either 25 and 6, 25 and 6. St. Matthew 25 and 6. Could be 24 and 6. What did it say? 20, go to 24, chapter 24, verse 6.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Matthew 24 and 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's right.
Yeah, it's 144 here too. It says, ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. We're not trying to stop the war. We're not trying to stave it off. We're not trying to stop the rumors of war. All these things have to happen. Because this is precipitating the second coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. This is precipitating the destruction of America, Esau, Edom. Once America is gone, Esau, Edom's whole system is finished. Right? Yep. That's how important America is to Esau. Right? Keep reading, brother.
Khan, it says, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
We see all of that happening right now, right? And that lines up with what Second Ezra chapter 9. Starting at the top, we got to get it, but that's in line right up with that, showing you that Yahweh Shai comes in a volume of the book. He was kicking the truth the whole time, so we know what to look for, right? And especially now, because something's going to happen where they're going to invade the state of Israel, and it's going to be over, right? And it ain't just going to be Iran. Right?
Well,
Ezekiel 38.
To comment on that, just a couple of days ago, I did a lesson. Turkey, they pretty much said that they got the right to invade Israel.
It is, and they're part of Togomar. Well, it says with the Gomer, they're trying to Gomer and Togomar, right? And they all underneath for the umbrella of Russia.
Right? See if I can get that real quick.
Yeah, Ezekiel 38, and I want to say.
I think it's right around 6 verse. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Ezekiel 38 and 6. Gomar and all of his bands, the house of Togomar and all of the north quarters and all of his bands, and many people with thee. Yeah, because Russia's going to be a part unto them. That's right.
Read up the top, go all the way up to the top.
And
you'll see the prophecy about God and future invasion of Israel. Right? So they're going to invade Israel. The state of Israel, they're going to invade it, right? Persia, that's Iran. They're guarding to them. Russia's a guarding to them, and other nations, including Togomar.
Yeah, and remember too, Zaquan, like Yahweh Shah said, let me get that real quick because I want to butcher it. Luke, real quick, 21, and I think it's 24. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, speaking of our people, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down to the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, which that's the time that we're in now, the Gentiles being fulfilled of being in that land.
Hey, read that again, brother.
Come.
Read it again.
Luke 21:24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Yeah. So and we're in that time. The time of the Gentile. This is the time of the Gentiles right now. They're ruling. They got the land of Israel, right? They have power over the earth, the wicked, starting with the wicked. Right. But nonetheless, they're gonna be taken out. They're gonna because Yahweh Shai is gonna take them out. Right. Yep. The brother posted Isaiah 21:2. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler go up Elam, go up Elam. That's Persia. Besiege, O Media, all the sighing thereof have I made to thee to cease. Yeah. So the Lord is preparing war, right? He's preparing these soldiers to go into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat and get this thing going, man. Because they're gonna fight each other, and the elite gonna believe that they have control because they've been running both sides. But Yahweh Shai is going to step in. The Heavenly Father Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai back in the midst of that. And that's something they're not prepared for. They're not. I don't care if they got laser guided weapons. I don't care if they got, heat weapons. None of that shit's going to work against Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, the heavenly host of angels, and the elect. It's not going to work.
Man.
And that's not, they prepare for the war on ground with each other, but they're not prepared to fight the Son of the Most High. But yet he's going to force them to fight. Yep.
Let me get that because the scriptures speak about what's that? One realm shall fight another.
Yeah.
Just to prove what we're saying, because you know,
yep, going to fight the physical realm.
That's
who
right.
Has the power? Who has the most power? The carnal realm? You got it.
This is 2nd Esdras 13:31. It says, "And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another." You got it.
Yeah, and that's right. And you about to see the spiritual realm fight against the physical realm. That's that war in heaven. Satan and his angels against Michael and his angels, because Michael the archangel coming back with Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Right. Yahweh Shai got generals too. Michael the archangel, a bunch of the archangels is coming. Everybody getting ready for the big fight, right? like Floyd Mayweather or something fighting somebody in his youth, his prime. People getting ready for a big one. Well, that's in the spirit world. That's what everybody's getting ready for, right? The second coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man. Right? And it's going to get one realm against another. And whatever Esau has, and this, first of all, Yahweh Shai is giving Esau everything that he has. So how you going to fight against your maker? Right? You're going to lose that. You're going to lose that, buddy, because there's stuff that the spiritual world and how its operation happens is not bound to any of these physical world boundaries. Right?
That's right. And that's what makes it scary too, Zaquan.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it very scary. That's why I said when Esdras had the vision, the man, when they saw all the armies, when Yahweh Shai cracked the skies, yet they durst fight, because Most High is going to put a spirit on them to still charge after his son Yahweh Shai, even though they're going to be like, oh shit, but they still going to have that spirit on them to fight.
Mm-hmm. He's going to let out them laser beams from the chariot, and all you're going to stand on them, or you're going to snap, but it's really going to be the Wappo Zappo, man. And all that's going to be left is the dust of smell and smoke. Yeah, the big Wappo Zappo. That's what's coming. And then you ain't, come on, bro. Again, you're not ready for that spiritual realm. But you've been playing with Satan, and he been giving you tricks and traits and all this other stuff, giving you inspiration, making you think that you're something else that you're not. But you're not going to be able to. Now you fighting. You coming up against the Lord, your Maker. You coming up against Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And we got the movie script already. And in the script it says you lose, you do not win, you do not pass go. Right, like my man Willie Wonka said, it's in the contract. You get nothing. You win nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's gonna happen to Esau, man.
Yeah, that's why he's doing everything he can to try to upset the prophecies, but you can't upset the prophecies. And one of the main things he never thought that was going to happen, because he spent trillions of dollars trying to cover up the information, is he never wanted to get out, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that you are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
This whole BS about Artemis 2 going up and all. I mean, come on, man. All right.
That's cat.
Exactly.
That straight up. Why would they do that shit right now? We got all this shit going on. Now they want to pull a moon ride. We went further than anybody else. You ain't lay on that motherfucker. I ain't see nobody laying on it. Where's that flag that's supposed to have been over there from Neil Armstrong? That shit ain't never been there, because they didn't go to the moon.
Exactly.
Right? You fuck around and die trying to go to the moon. So then they went around the moon, and then they did another double take, and they fling back to America, to the earth, and then they came down. And then they lies don't even stick no more. All that shit was AI, man. Let me tell it. I believe it was all AI. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe none of that shit happened. You might have flew something up there, but you ain't go. And then they got a nigga coming down talking all this peace shit. We all should be one people and together. And he's talking about the Bible like he know it, right? This Jesus freak. He comes out of the sky, and he come back to the earth. He's standing outside his house in his fucking blue jumpsuit, talk to his neighbors like, we're all one, we're all together. Nigga, they fighting down here, bro. Niggas is starving down here. Niggas is dying out here, bro. People can't get to work because they ain't got no gas. And you talking about we all one? I don't think so, buddy.
Nope.
Absolutely not, man. It's like motherfucking Elysium down here and shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You went up to Elysium in space and got to hang out and shit, and then you come back down and you talk that we are the world shit, nigga. Nah, Jack. Nah, the enemies are here.
You remember that skit Dave Chappelle did when keeping it real goes wrong?
Oh yeah, God, that's what the fuck that was.
Hey, but that's the time we're in.
I don't like nobody playing on my phone.
Yep. That's how the 2/3 gonna be spazzing out, man. I'm telling you. And you can see it. You can see it. I had one more video, Saquon, before we close out. This one here is from WeOn News. The West Asia tensions pushes millions towards hunger as global food crisis deepens. Let's check this out real quick.
Famine. That's famine.
All right, put that there. You know, gotta get out and hate when they do that. Yeah, share it. Come back. All right, here we go.
The World Bank's chief economist, Indermeet Gill, has warned that global hunger could rise sharply as the economic shock waves from the West Asia conflict spread worldwide. In an interview with AFP, the economist expressed concern over food insecurity and said that around 300 million people could suffer from acute food shortage and that it could go up by 20% very quickly. Gill said the disruption of key supply chains has already driven up oil links inputs, such as fertilizers. Such modern agriculture depends on these inputs. Rising costs are expected to push food prices higher in the coming months, while current food supplies were produced before the crisis escalated. Future harvests are likely to be affected. That, he said, could create a delayed but severe consequence.
And
higher
that's where
fertilizer prices may also trigger.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say that's where you're gonna get rationing at. They want this on purpose. The new system is a ration system. You only get it what they tell you can get. That's just done on purpose. You got it, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Protectionist responses with countries restricting food exports to secure domestic supply, such as measures that could intensify global shortage and accelerate price increases. The burden is expected to fall disproportionately on low-income populations who spread a larger share of their income on essentials like food and fuel. Countries already facing conflict or politically fragile are especially vulnerable, with risk of widespread hunger increasing if the situation persists.
World's poorest to get fewer meals. World's poorest to get fewer meals now, man. And the majority of the world is poor. The majority of the world. And when I say poor, I ain't just talking about digging out the trash. Like she said, low-income people, you spend most of your money on your food and your fuel. That's everybody, especially Jake. You know what I mean? Famine, the worldwide famine is going. It says, what is that? Second address 1622. It says
6 and 22 storehouses.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
You ain't got to pull it up. I'll just read it. It's second address, chapter 6, verse 22, and it says, "In such." Oh, that's good too. 6. Did I say 6?
Yeah, 6 and 22.
Oh, that's spiritual, bro. I thought I was looking for 16 and 22, but then this came up. Then the spirit had me say that. But let's read it. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown; the full storehouses shall suddenly be empty." See? And that's what's about that, brother. I was thinking about a whole nother scripture, and the spirit of the Lord had me say that, and then you backed it up. Bro, I didn't even know that. This is heavy.
The spirit, see?
Yeah, that's the spirit. It's the spirit. Second Ezra 16:22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
See?
So that lines up with Second Ezra 6:22 as well as Second Ezra 16:22. They both line up together. Them storehouses will be empty.
Yeah. And see, the Lord said, when these plagues are sent, it ain't like it's the same thing back in the ancient world when they had bow and arrows coming out of their archers. Once they let it go, that's it. It's not coming back like a boomerang.
No.
So it's the same thing with these plagues. Once Yahweh Shem Yahushua send forth the judgment, it's it. Put a wrap in it. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can turn his hand.
No, no, sir.
You know?
Yeah, bro, you got it, bro.
Security, the broader economic outlook is also deteriorating. Gill warned that prolonged conflict could push global inflation significantly higher while slowing economic growth. This combination would worsen debt pressures in poorer countries and limit their ability to respond effectively to crises. Although large economies such as the United States, China, and India may cushion global averages, Gill cautioned that underlying vulnerabilities in smaller and developing economies are far more severe than headline figures suggest.
Yeah. But the overall point is, like Zaquan brought out, is the fact that the scriptures speak about there's going to be a famine. All right, food. All right. It also speaks about how, and I think that's 2 Ezra 15 chapter, cannibalism is coming back too.
Oh yeah, people start eating each other. It's gonna be bad out here. That's why it pays to right now get right with Yahweh Shem Shah. Seek the Lord while he's able to be found. Lord willing, we be found faithful and we'll be covered. The elect ain't gonna have to worry about cannibalism. The elect ain't gonna have to worry about starvation. Because we got Yahweh Shem Shah. He's gonna take care of us in that day. Well, when we endorse to that end.
Yep, real quick. This is Luke 18:8. Yahweh Shah's own words. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. See, that's what it's about. Okay, the scripture says, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. In order for you to endure, because even the Apostle Paul said, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. If you coming in this with the mindset that you didn't already made it, you saved and sanctified, you got another thing coming, bro. You ain't gonna make it.
Nah, because we gotta endure this thing, but it's all for a test of our faith. Our faith, our hope, our patience. Patience breeds faith. Faith breeds, faith breeds hope. Yeah.
Yep, I know exactly where you're going. Romans 5. Yeah. I brought that out at camp today. Hey, that's it. Yeah, this is Romans 5:3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Right.
And patience. Go ahead. Yep.
Let's break it down slowly. Tribulation worketh patience. Right. Patience is long suffering. Right. You waiting, you suffering while you waiting, but you still being patient and you staying faithful. Right. You waiting on the Lord. So that's what tribulation does. Is it helps you to long suffer. Right. While you suffering, you waiting on Yahweh Shem Shah, you praying, you fasting, you staying faithful, you staying mindful. Go ahead.
Right. It says, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience.
And patience experience. So what happens if you've been through the situation before, or a situation similar to the situation you are, or maybe the situation may be a little harder than previous? Guess what? You can fall back on the times that Yahweh Shem Shah came through for you, because you have experience in this. I have experience waiting and being patient and faithful in Yahweh Shem Shah, that I know he's going to come through. He's done it before. He'll do it again and again and again, as long as we remain faithful. So your patience, which is your long suffering, is going to build experience. You know, the apostles and the bishop elders, they always tell us about their stories. Their stories was really their experiences in the faith, how they had to endure. They call them hard times or lean times, right? And they build up the experience. And then from the experience, what happens after experience?
Goes on to say, and experience hope.
Hope, right? Because I've had experience in this before and long suffering, I have hope that Yahweh Shem Shai will deliver me from this situation, whatever situation you in, right? And that's what you're supposed to have. Let's read verse 5.
Verse 5, it says, and hope maketh not ashamed.
Yeah, I hope it's lucky. You hope your hope in Yahweh Shem Shai gonna make you not ashamed. Because I know this is real. right? Can't nobody send me no doubt and tell me that the Lord ain't gonna come through, the Lord is not faithful, that the Lord is not real, when he's already delivered me from so much and brought me to this point. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is not like Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom had you working for him for 40, 30 plus years and give you nothing for it. Yahweh Shem Shah is faithful, man. You doing what's right in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shah, you part of his elect. He gonna have care over you. He said, "I have care over my elect."
That's right.
Right? So I'm not ashamed to worship Yahweh Shem Shah. I'm not ashamed to wait on him. I don't care what nobody else is saying. Oh, well, because they want it right now, because they're not used to patience. They have no experience. They have no hope. You got it, brother.
Yep. Romans 5:5 again, it says, "And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us."
Yeah.
Yep.
Read verse 6.
Verse 6 says, "For when we were yet without strength, in due time Hamashiach died for the ungodly."
And that was us. You know what I'm saying? It was a time we were in the world, we was without strength. But Yahweh Shai died for us, because that's his love for us. But that death wasn't just an empty gesture. That death led to his resurrection, which led to our hope and our faith in him, that he did this for us even when we were without strength. So now we in Yahweh Shai, we living in Yahweh Shai. We got much strength now. But our hope should be as wide as the universe and greater, because we're living in Yahweh Shai. You got it, Sapor.
Yeah, that's why the scripture says, how does it go? I can do all things in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai that lives in me. Okay, because remember, the scripture says he is the author and the finisher of our faith. It started with him and it ends with him. That's why he's known as the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So just by you having that, and you, like Elder Yashwamba always says, there's nothing wrong with examining yourself and asking yourself, do I believe Yahweh Shai died and rose again? You gotta work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. We can't force you to believe what it is that we believe in. We understand every man has been dealt their own measure of faith. But that's why 2 Corinthians 13:5 is in there, where it says, examine thyself to see if you be in the faith. Because the times that are coming right now, as the elder always says, you're going to have to step out on some unbelievable faith when shit hits the fans. When they come knocking at your door and they got the pew-pew on your wife's head, your daughter, your son and stuff, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And we're not saying this to scare anybody, but we just putting it out there because we don't leave no stones unturned, man. Or here it is, you thought that you escaped. Here it is, you go out the back door running, you turn around the corner, there's 20 troops waiting for you right there. With the drones out, the robot dogs. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reality of the situation. That's why it says in Peter, what's that? 1 Peter 4:17, the righteous will scarcely be saved. Because it's going to be so out of control on this planet Earth that it's going to look like the elect ain't got no way out, and then boom, right? The Lord is going to lift up the standard.
But see, you wouldn't know that unless you had the experience.
There you go.
That wouldn't happen if you hadn't had experience with long suffering and patience. And then if you lack hope, you would understand that. That's what we're bringing you. The things that are written beforehand were written for our learning, right? These things are set up so that not only we can look back on the experiences of the other prophets and the Yahweh Shai himself, the apostles, the bishop, all of that. When we look at all of that, that should build our faith up. Then we going through our own personal walking journey. Yahweh Shai never left none of us destitute. Always use an example. How many? I know it's a lot of brothers, and sisters watching right now on both pages. Just put a 1 if you've been eating. How many? How many of you brothers, if you have not missed a meal, right? Since walking in your house by Yahweh Shai, you have not missed a meal, right? Put a 1 up there. Just put a 1. If you have missed a meal because since you've been walking in the shoe without fasting, like if you have missed a meal or you've been struggling, you ain't been eating, put a 2. But I guarantee you it's gonna be 1. Look, brothers putting it up there right now. 1s. Brothers, we taking care of every day. We get our daily bread every day. It might be hard sometimes. Sometimes you gotta wait, brother, and that's okay. But we got the brotherhood. We got, first and foremost, we got Yahweh Shalom Shah. We got the brotherhood. We got the network of care surrounding us. But Yahweh Shalom Shah make a way for all of us daily. So in that should be, but look, all these ones, brothers just posting up one after one after one, right? Because we all been taken care of. So how much more in a day of trouble, right? When we speak about persecution, it's not to scare you. The Lord said He's not giving us the spirit of fear, but it just to let you know that these are the things that we're gonna have to endure in these times. But hey, don't forget, spiritual power is coming.
Yep.
Right, spiritual powers, man. You might be in a crib, the refrigerator is fucking dead empty. But then the spirit of the Lord put the spirit on you. You close the refrigerator, you open it back up. It's teeming with food. You're like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna surprise you. You're gonna be excited, but then you're gonna be like, hey, the why do you how about me? I was shot.
Straight up.
He fed 5,000. He fed 5,000 plus people with 2 loaves of bread, with 5 fishes and 2 loaves of bread, or 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread, something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Look, all these brothers putting ones up here, man. Right,
and that's the crazy thing about it, because remember, Yahweh Shah said you should do miracles, more than basically overall. Yeah, you got it. Yep.
These things I do, you shall do in greater. These things I do, you shall do in greater things.
Yep. And you got to believe that. Like we said, we can sit up here and we can tell you everything, but let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. You have to be persuaded in that. You know what I'm saying? So as the elder brought out, he quoted Romans 15:4, whatsoever things were written aforetime, were written for our learning. Go through these scriptures, go through the times of what our forefathers went through, because the examples are there in the scriptures. Go through the routes in the faith that they took, that they believed upon. One of the greatest of them, just me speak as a man, I always touch on Hebrews 11 chapter. Moses decided to suffer with his people than to live in a season of sin to only get temporary gain on this side, because he understood the greater reward in the end.
The brother GMS has a dot posted up Psalms 37:25.
Got it.
It says, I've been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread.
There you go.
Right, we get just what we need. We right in the middle. We're not broke, we're not poor, we're not rich in this world, but we're rich in faith, right? And we're meek in heart, right? It says Psalms 46:1, the chief musician for the sons of Korah, the song upon Alamoth, the Most High is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So you got it, brother.
Just to back you up, this is Proverbs 30:8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. So again, that goes into that balance. You want to be right there in the middle. You don't want to, hold on, I think it's some more here, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot more there, brother.
All right, okay. It says, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. You see, it says,
that's right. Hold on. Gotta break that down, because here it is. First of all, you go to verse 8 again. It says, give me neither poverty or riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, because everything ain't convenient for everybody. We ain't gonna be in a lap of luxury balling. We ain't gonna be digging out the trash all poor and destitute. We're gonna get just what we need for the day, for the evil. Feed me with food convenient for me, for the evil day that's sufficient thereof. Rough paraphrasing. Right? It says, lest I be full and deny thee. When you rich, you ain't thinking about the Lord. Or my money can deliver me out of my situation. Who is and say, who is the Lord? Or at least I'll be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. Yeah, you poor people steal because they're poor, typically, right? They don't have nothing to eat. But the Lord ain't gonna put us in a position where we're gonna be sinning. He's not gonna put us in a position to do that. Even though we sin and go off in his flesh, Yahweh Shalom Shah is not gonna have us in a condition to where we out here stealing. People out here gonna be stealing, kicking in doors. That's a sin. You robbing another man, you stealing another man's goods. That's a sin. And people won't do that because they have no patience, faith, or hope. So they're gonna be doing this shit. We ain't gonna be doing that. We're gonna be waiting on the Lord, because that's gonna be more of a testimony of us in Yahweh Bashar Shah. You got it, brother.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And you know, that's why Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 6, and you know, this is always tell brothers, if you ever feeling a little bit of anxiety, you know, depending on your situation from time to time, because again, like the elder said, we in the flesh. I always like to read this, Matthew 6, and the title says the cure for anxiety. It says, verse 25, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not life more than meat and the body more than raiment? You see what I'm saying? So, like going back to the elder's part, when he said, put a one since coming into the truth, if you've been fed. Not only have you been fed, but how many times were you able to go to the store and get yourself a new sweater or a pair of jocks or whatever, some socks or whatever that you need? Yahweh Shem Shai made sure you had the income during that particular point in time to get what it is that you need sufficient for you for that day. You see what I'm saying? So it all works. You know what I'm saying? It goes on to say, verse 26, behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? I got a backyard with a pool and a spa in-ground built. And every morning when I wake up, I constantly see Yahweh Shem Shah feeding the birds in the morning.
Yeah.
Without fail.
And he doing the same thing with us without fail.
You know what I'm saying?
And we do fast, we need to fast, you know what I'm saying? But we got more than enough, man. We don't be starving around here, man.
Yeah.
We rent's paid, you know what I'm saying? Bills paid, right? We got just enough to make it happen. We pay for the stream yard. We got enough money to pay for the stream yard so we can go live and edify, right? Everything is good. It's the world gives you that doubt. The heathens, they hoard up. I was thinking about that precept. It says, for the heathen, they do these things. I thought Yahweh Shah said that in here, but he said,
yeah, where they seek it, for the heathen seek it, these things, something to that effect.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's like, because the heathens, they worry about whether they're going to eat tomorrow or what they're going to wear or what if they have enough. Like, we ain't got to do that. Yahweh Shah delivers us, man. One of the bros posted Sirach 2 and 10 in the GNT. Think back, GMS salvation of the elect. Think back to the ancient generations and consider this. Has the Lord ever disappointed anyone who put hope in him? The answer is no. Has the Lord ever abandoned anyone who held him in constant reverence? And the answer to that is no. Has the Lord ever ignored anyone who prayed to him? And the answer to that is no. The Lord is kind and merciful. He forgives our sins and keeps us safe in the time of trouble. In this great time of trouble that's coming, he's going to keep us safe. And anything that happens to us in this time of trouble, whether we get captured and taken to a concentration camp, or whether, you know, our family gets threatened, all that's a part to build our faith up. Like, that's all that is. The Lord's going to deliver us. They can be like, yo, you're going to get 100 years. You're a lifer. You're going to get put to death for treason. That's okay. The Lord is with me, right? Whatever happens, let the Lord's will be done. It's going to be scary because we're in the flesh. You know, we ain't saying you're going to be like, but who knows? The spirit, like the Lord might have us on the spirit of boldness in that day. You never know. But nonetheless, whatever happens to us is not to destroy us. It's to reinforce our faith in Yahweh Shem Shah. That's what that's for. It don't matter what we go through. It's all as a testimony to Yahweh Shem Shah. Death is nothing. We die before it, right? But we live constantly in Yahweh Shem Shah. We die every day.
That's right.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but we live in Yahweh Shem Shah. So it don't matter whether we live or whether we die. We do it all in Yahweh Shem Shah. And the 2/3, that happened to them. That's their judgment. They're gonna die in famine, plagues. They're gonna be tortured in these concentration camps, work camps. They're gonna be fucked up out here. That's their judgment. That's not our judgment. This Jacob's trouble that's coming, it ain't for us to be destroyed. It's for us to be faithful and praise Yahweh Shem Shah. That's for the 2/3, man.
Yeah, and also to cleanse us, to make us finer than, as I said, pure than fine gold. Roughly paraphrasing, to pretty much to cleanse us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Revelation 2 and 10.
Perfect. Let me bring that out for you real quick.
End it off now.
This is Revelation.
Late,
yeah, all good. Revelation 2 and 10.
Yeah.
It says,
fear none of those. I'll read it. You break it down.
Okay, come.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Right. So in other words, because there's multiple precepts that talks about, like even David said, I would trust in Yahweh and I will not fear what man can do unto me. Okay. Well, we know during this time, like the elder said, some of us may be thrown into concentration camps, jails. It don't matter. At the end of the day, we got to put our full trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now, as it says, you're going to be in tribulation 10 days. That could be literal. Okay. Or that can be, hell, you can be even there longer, a month, 2 months. Who knows? We don't know how it's going to play out. But at the end of the day, this is a direct precept also in Sirach, the 4th chapter, where it says, strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh shall fight for thee. Right. So even if that means that you got to take one for the team, because we understand the scripture says that some of the elect is going to be martyrs, that's not the end all be all. Okay. Because there's a precept that says that precious is the blood of the saints in front of the eyes of the Heavenly Father, roughly paraphrasing. Right. Yeah. So if you get unalive to the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that's not in vain. Just know that.
It's not. And we're going to return back with Yahushai on the chariot, right along with all those that went before us, man. King David, Elder Abba Bibbins, which is John the Baptist, brothers that we stood next to in this fight, and they might have died and went to sleep, and they went back to the spirit world. All of them brothers is coming back, man. Right? Romans 8:19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Verse 20, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. And we're the creatures.
That's right.
We're gonna be delivered. And that's all I have, brother. I appreciate you letting me join in.
Hey, likewise. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai Rakatah to you, and we still trugging along, man. It's a fight, but we in it.
I was just thinking about you, brothers. I was like, man, I ain't got with the bros in Australia in a minute, man. That's what it felt like. And I was like, shit, I just moved to this new spot. So, I had to get everything together. But I'm thankful that, the Lord had me see y'all on.
Con. Hey, we here doing the work, like I said, I had camp earlier and I hit up the bros like, hey, part 2, let's get it. We getting it in tonight. No, we don't take no days off.
No days off, man. Constant edification.
Con. Yep. So with that, Akim, we pray that this lesson was edifying, also exhorting, straight to the point as always. And we want to give all praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors once again to the beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, and so on to the next. Abaratazah. Shalom.
Shalom.